Greetings, fellow ranchers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Medieval Dynasty. Episode 17. A loyal steed is what I need. Before I go back to trying to level up my crafting, it's going to be important for me to tend to that. Because burning logs that aren't cut to firewood is a really inefficient way of heating your house. It's way better to make sure you have firewood on hand. So how much firewood do we even have? It's probably down to 0 or near 0. 1. We have literally a single unit of firewood left. So I'm glad I remembered. Our woodcutter hut's a bit too far from this shed. So I'm going to need to bring the wood up there. We'll do 20 logs worth of firewood. And actually, I'm not sure if cutting firewood is I don't know what kind of skill it is. It's probably survival skill? Well, no, it's probably building technology skill. I'm at 795.3. Let's see if I go above 795 once I'm done with this. Yeah, it's building tech. Okay. The reason I guess that is the woodshed is a building tech, so things that the woodshed makes should also be building tech. There we go. Now we have a lot of firewood. Awesome. So I am very close to bronze tier tools and the like. So I'm going to try to craft a few more bronze tool, or copper tools rather, to try to push me over the threshold. I don't know how much copper is left in the mine. I think I've nearly exhausted this mine. But there are a lot of other mines. There's like 7 other... How many total mines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's 7 total mines in Oxbow. So I'm only exhausting 1 of the 7. It would be damn near impossible to try to hit up all mines every season. I mean, that's a lot of copper. I can't imagine someone would need that much. If you need that much, you're probably already using iron. I know I've hit most of the nodes in here. There actually might not be that much copper left. Just to reiterate what I've mentioned before, once you get a lot of extraction tech, you are able to build a mine at 5,000 building tech. I am 10 hours into the stream and I have 800 building tech, so that's not in the cards for me. I will also say it does tend to be a cascading effect the larger your village gets, though, because unlike skills, which are personal, your technology is all the contributions of your villagers. So as your village grows, the amount of technology points that you get increases pretty rapidly, as they are, everything that they do contributes to it. I think my pick's going to break before I'm actually able to harvest this. Yep. Brunch. So there's literally 1 node of copper left at 10%. Oh, that's just cruel. But this mine is effectively out of copper. I'm going back in. It ain't done yet. Now the problem with this, not a problem, but one of the bottlenecks here is even when I exhaust this mine in copper, as soon as I get access to bronze, I'm gonna have to get my copper for bronze somewhere else. I'll have to go to a different mine. It's not a big deal because there's a mine here and there's a mine here and the yeah, those are the closest two. I think the one up here is guarded by wolves, but I've already killed the wolves out. So if I do get bronze before end of winter, I'll be able to go back to that mine location and mine the copper and the tin in there for bronze. Because the wolves have already been killed for the season. On top of that, if you it would probably make the most sense to mine all the tin here and then get copper elsewhere, because I can haul this tin home with a lot less effort. So if I was trying to go into the Bronze Age, I don't need tin anywhere else but my own mine. My own mine is chock full of it. And I think, if my math is right, this should push me over the 500 threshold for production. The real question is, am I going to have to carry weight to be able to bring my, like, 30 knives to market, or whatever it is. It's going to be a lot of knives. Uh, 26 knives to market. I'm not... Oh, no, no. Yep. Oh, yes! I'm exactly 500 even. Woo! I got bronze now. So if I take a look, bronze tools are now within my tech range. So I can go to a bronze pickaxe, way better than a stone one. And then additionally, if I go to weapons, bronze weapons, well, bronze weapons actually have been within my my tech range for a while now, I think, because you get weapons sooner than you get tools. But yeah, we are in the Bronze Age. So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to improve gear and equipment, meaning roll out bronze? Or do you want me to work on something else? It's up to you. It is currently midnight. And I have a feeling like, looking at the poll already, you're going to want me to enter the Bronze Age. So I'm going to source my tin here. Where would a donkey fall? A donkey, taking a look at the tech, my farming tech. I am 231 out of 250 points to get a donkey shelter. So I'm going to get a donkey very soon. If I started a beet field... So a donkey would be improve the village, I think. And if you want me to go for a donkey, I'm going to allow you to vote over again. If you want me to get a donkey, starting a beet field to fulfill the medieval marketing supply beets would get me a donkey. I would just have to do I would have to sow the field myself. But that's pretty easy to do. And if you want me to go for bronze tools, vote for number 2. But a donkey's going to happen regardless. Nobody in my village other than myself is working on production. I'm the only one actually producing things. But my 2 of my villagers are working on farming. So you've got Nasad, who's farming, and Genowefa, who's animal breeding, and both of them are contributing to farming technology levels. So, given time, they're going to unlock donkeys, even if I'm not actively working towards that or not. But having them out is really nice. Not to put my thumb on the scale too hard, but they ride faster. They hold a crap ton of weight. The only downside is when you whistle for them, it's loud as hell. Cover your ears. Ear destruction warning. I'm going to whistle. Oh, I don't have a mount. I can't even whistle without a mount. Really? Come on! They should allow me to whistle. It's freakishly loud. I really wish they would fix that. The first time I whistled in the game, I was like, holy hell! And, you know, well, I was using speakers, but you get the idea. It was unpleasant. I don't know why they did that. So it seems to me like you guys are on Team Donkey. Explaining how close I am to potentially getting a donkey shelter. The other thing about a donkey shelter is donkeys... So I didn't want to manage my pigs manually, because that's like kind of annoying to have to constantly remember to feed them and muck it out for like manure and everything. It's a bit of micromanagement. But for a donkey, I just like keep them fed. So I won't need to hire an animal handler for the donkey. I can just manage it myself as no problem. So one of the advantages of getting a donkey is it isn't... I will need to build the donkey shelter, but it isn't as if I am going to need to... you know, hire someone new and build a new house and, you know, just the shelter. And the shelter isn't all that expensive. So I'm going to go in to the mine for one more load of copper. And the place to buy donkeys, as I mentioned before, is Skauki. And Skauki happens to have a copper mine. Hey, a copper arrow. I didn't even know this was here. Also... That was weird. My inspect view was stuck on. I mean, I didn't mind. It helped me find a copper arrow I forgot about, but still. So, yeah, I mean, donkeys you get a lot sooner than horses. Horses are faster and better in basically all ways. But stables come at 2,000, whereas donkeys come at 250. So you get donkeys so much sooner. And it might not be, like, glorious to be riding on an ass, but, like, it's better than walking by a long shot. Especially when you're being chased by wild animals, because, you're not the one getting bit. I mean, I know that sounds cruel, but actually that's not exactly true. When wolves and wizen are, like, lunging at you, you take damage too, but you're able to outrun it a lot better on a donkey. Have I heard the cows moo? Yeah, it's fair. Pretty much all animals in this game are, like, hyper loud. Okay. So the current priority right now is level up farming to unlock donkeys. And I think for that, I'm just going to start a beet field. Or actually, what I could do, I don't even necessarily need to start a beet field. I just should look at the farm to see what needs to be done. Because if there's work to be done, contributing to whatever farming upkeep is required will level up my farming experience. But if there isn't enough work to be done in the fields, prepping a field for beets will easily give me the 19 experience I need. Or alternatively, flax. Having 2 flax fields, because right now I only have the one. I only have a 49 size field. Having another 49 size field for flax would be a good idea too. Flax is a pretty cheap seed to buy and a lot of money when you sell it as a produced good. My coifs are selling at what, like $4.90 a piece? I mean, that's compared to like a 200 knife. Coifs are low work, high yield. So I'm making... So in this game, instead of... A lot of games, when you want to make bronze, you just you combine tin and copper. In this game, you combine the ingots, which is a little different. So I can make 1 bronze bar, I guess, out of the copper and tin bars that I have. So if I really want a significant amount of bronze, I'm obviously going to need to mine some more copper up. But my production skill leveled up. Nice. So let's get sewing knowledge 3 out of 3. And then get kitchen... No, I don't have any more experience. So with the 1 bronze I have, it's really not enough to do really anything with. Like, I could make 1 bronze hammer, I guess, or 1 bronze sickle, or 1 bronze knife. Actually, with how frequently I break knives, that almost makes sense. But I'm going to hold off on spending that point for now. And just put the bars away. So I can work on the farming. I don't have a hoe. I think there should be a free one in storage. Yep, there is. Okay. Let's see if there's farming work to be done, and if not, I'll create some. These fields look pretty well managed, though. Flax can't be sown until spring, so there's nothing to do in that field. The rye is fully sown. That's been true for a while. The oats can't be sown until spring, and the carrots are all seeded. So there's literally nothing for me to do. Question. What to grow next? Beets or flax? I have seeds for both. Beets would fulfill the medieval marketing quest, and flax would make more money. Either way, doesn't really matter because I'm going to prep a field. So beets, flax, no difference. The field comes first. So here's a 7x7 field. And I'm working it. I should probably check into the barn and see how much fertilizer we got. Because that's probably a bottleneck. Although I know I have like 100 meat ready to spoil to rot soon. And all I'm really aiming for is to get farming tech 250 and I'm at 237. So it probably won't take too much field management for me to hit that threshold. And it also doesn't matter if Nysed contributes or not. If he's helping me do this work, I still get the tech points. I believe it's still full credit, whether it's me or him. So it doesn't really matter if he starts grabbing a fertilizer bag and starts fertilizing. It makes no difference to me. In fact, it makes it easier for me. I'm just trying to speed things up. So I am now at 241 farm points. And if I get a bag and fertilizer, I'll probably hit 250. And it looks like you guys want beets, so we'll be sowing beets into this field. So, field management. Field 5. Beets. Beets fields. In the spring, we sow beetroot. So now, Nysed, if I don't finish this, Nysed knows what to do. I've designated it. I don't think I have a personal bag in here. I know I have like 20 leather, so I could easily just create a bunch of bags. Yeah, I don't have a bag. And then there was also the theory of making the linen bags, which last a lot longer. So here's the beetroot. Well, I'm not actually putting beetroot in. We do have 19 fertilizer and 36 manure, so I will be able to make some more fertilizer too. And I'll put the copper hoe away, I don't need it. So I'll have about... I won't have all the fertilizer I need, but I don't need in a day we'll have a ton of rot to be able to process, so I don't think I need to buy it anymore. I have 37 of the 49 I need. The one thing I don't have is a bag. So I think it's probably worth me buying the schematic for a bag, which lasts so much longer than a simple bag in terms of durability, as you can see, 30 versus 120. It's so many times better. And then just making linen fabric, making a proper farming bag. And eventually Nysed's going to need one anyway, because his will be used up. So I'll make two. Now I think about it. I don't know why I left my hoe behind, because I could grub up for experience too. Or, plow, rather. But I'll be leaving this unfinished. I'm just going to leave it for him once I hit the threshold. I just wanted to contribute to speed it up so that I can start building the donkey shelter. I'm glad video games haven't implemented integrated scent. I don't think about it. Most of the video games I play would suck to smell. I don't know what the worst would be. But I don't spend a lot of video games making perfumes or planting flowers, so I can't imagine it would smell all that good. And I think, as far as stinky things go, pig farming ranks pretty high up in the rank. Zomboids would smell pretty bad? Yeah, Zomboid would smell awful. There we go! Donk shelter. Donkey done. The rest of these bags will just shove into the farming shed. And now I am going to build the donkey shelter. So buildings, animal husbandry, donkey shelter. It's my donkey, so maybe I'll put it next to my house. It'll be easier to feed the donkey, manage the donkey, and then if sometimes the donkey resets its position, so if it does, it will reset its position next to my house, so I can just ride the donkey to town or whatever. And this is coincidental that there's a perfect amount of space for a donkey shelter. I wish I could say I planned it that way, but I'd be lying if I did. It just was perfect. Now, one thing I might need to buy if I go to town to... Oh, I need planks. If I go to town to buy the donkey, is I should probably buy some more animal feed, because we haven't really been manufacturing animal feed. We haven't had a full harvest of oat and rye yet to be able to make high-volume feed. So I'll bring all of my crafted goods to market, and then buy the donkey and the animal feed with the coin I make. I'm probably going to need to cut down some trees too, because we have need of a bunch of planks, and we definitely don't have the logs. So an axe as well. Yeah, worst game for smell-o-vision, probably Project Zomboid. Yeah, that definitely takes the cake. Can't really think of another game that dethrones that. The volume of dead, rotted corpses. And it's probably even worse knowing that they were, like, once human. I think that, like, zombie dogs and zombie cows and zombie animals, like, wouldn't bother me as much as zombie people. I think there's, like, a psychological component there that makes it somehow worse. Penchy also might smell interesting. Yeah, I bet the Cannibal Plains have a unique waft off the wind, if you will. Maybe the flood area too. You know what probably stinks? Beak things. Beak things are probably pretty smelly. The one thing that that Kenshi has going for it is a lot of the zones have very low moisture. I think high moisture rot probably smells just about the worst. I've told this story before, but once upon a time I worked as a software developer for a hazardous waste management company. And at one point they were having problems, and I also did like just general IT for them and IT troubleshooting. And at one point one of the satellite facilities was having alarm problems, and they were trying to have a third party troubleshoot the alarms. But whenever there was a third party company present, they wanted someone there who knew something, you know, so it wasn't just like an unattended, you know, technician. So I went out to the satellite office to help the alarm company troubleshoot the problems with the alarms. And the alarm tech, and this satellite office was not one I worked in, thank God, was a hydrocarbon, like, it like basically did like a waste oil refinement. So it was for it was a facility that took waste oil from like oil cleanups from oil spills and like reprocessed it into like oil or something. I don't exactly know what it is, but what I can tell you is it was horrible smelling, and I could handle it with like a bit of a migraine, but the alarm tech was so absolutely unable to be in the building without like just insta vomit that he was just like, I have to call you on video chat and walk you through the process. I can't be present. And like me and the other like IT tech there were just like cracking up. He was just so uncontrollably ill from being around the hydrocarbon, and probably to his benefit. I don't think being around those hydrocarbons is good for your health. But it was so nauseating to him. He was like, I just can't do it. I'm sorry. It's like, I get it. It stinks. It's terrible. I feel bad for anyone that had to work there. So at this point, we need a bunch of planks. I'm not going to count them. I'm just going to, all the wood I have on me, I'm just going to plank up. Yeah, oil smells pretty bad, but it's not that. It's like,
hey, I was using that.
Well, it's mine now. I think the trouble came from it was like waste oil It wasn't like oil that you get in like a car or whatever, which I don't find objectionable. Like I've, you know, added oil to my car and changed my oil and everything. That's not a problem. It was that it was like sulfuric acid mixed with hydrogen and like waste oil. I don't know. It's a very unique smell that if you've ever been in like a hydrocarbon facility, you would know. It's bad. It's very harsh on your nose. It isn't like gasoline, which is, you know, almost pleasant. Like I really don't mind the smell of gasoline at all. Which I feel like evolutionarily we should probably find a lot more horrible. Okay, I got my dunk shelter. So the dunk shelter has a feeder here for animal feed, a feeding rack, and a chest for supplies. But the current priority is bring goods to market and buy a donkey and feed. Also, while I'm out there, I might want to mine some copper, so I can do more bronze stuff when I'm back home. Because I'm gonna go to Skauki, which is the copper village, or the mining village. So if I'm heading out that way, I don't need an axe, don't need a hammer. I should probably bring some protection in case I get ganked on the road. So I'm gonna leave a spare knife in here, but I'll bring my bow and arrow. And then I'm going to bring the winter coat, the wheat beer, the simple... Well, actually, no, this coif is my summer wear. The pouch. The apple wine. So all that stuff is going to be for sale. And then we, of course, have, like, crazy amounts of goods in here for sale. I'll sell the old bow, because we've really outgrown that. I will sell 24 of my 26 knives. All of the deer skulls. The stone knife. I'm going to bring both the stone pickaxes so I can use it myself. I'm going to keep the torches, because, like, I can see using them, and then I'll bring all the wooden spoons. So I think that's all that I mean. Oh, maybe the clay vial, too. That's all that I mean to sell. And we're going to walk over to Skauki, and while I'm over in Skauki, I might pick up the quest. Just to have it. To know what it is, but I'm not going to necessarily do it. While I'm walking over to Skauki, there is bears right here, so I should divert south a little bit first, so I don't walk straight into bears. I'm brave, but I'm not that brave. What do you need torches when mining at the town? I have one equipped. It's part of your standard equipment, so I've got some. During the day, the mining tunnels aren't so dark. I mean, personally, I don't really need them ever. I'm really only using the torches for your benefit so you can see what the hell I'm doing. Because I know the stream is a little bit less fidelity than my screen is, so it's harder to make heads or tails of what I'm doing. So I've scooted around the bear. But I should still be wary of other animal spawns, because I'm surveying land that I've not been to yet. So like boar is just in front of me, so let's go north now. The very rocky terrain like this, you can cheese pretty easily to hunt whatever the hell you want. If you stand on certain spots of the rocks where like animals can't path to you, you can just shoot them with a bow to death without them being able to like reach you. Again, in the rules for this series, I said no cheese or low cheese, so I'm not going to terrain exploit hunt like that. Also, there is no good reason for me not to be using hunter vision, or whatever you want to call it. and that should allow me to avoid some predators. Now, the hunter vision only really works when they're like pretty close to you. So in the case of like wizened boars and wolves and bears, I might end up getting too close. So here's what a predator that isn't a threat to me looks like. So that's a lynx, and they're kind of an orange. And then off in the distance, you can see a red. That red is a boar. A red is a threat to you. So orange is like foxes, lynxes, things that hunt, but not you. And then blue is owned animals. So if I owned a donkey for... Oh god, those are bears. If I owned like a donkey or a horse, or the pigs that I have back at base, they would be blue. And then green is like a herbivore, or an animal that is not a predator to you. I wonder when I'm going to get piglets. So I wouldn't mind trying to get to this shack to loot it. I just got to be careful about being too close to those two bears over there. I don't want to become bear poo in the woods. Time to get chilly. Do I have any food? No. Now, things like beer have interesting properties. So like this beer, for instance, gives me more health. So if I am going to be fighting bears, it kind of sucks to fight drunk, not going to lie, but there is some consumables that that would actually help me. Like the apple wine gives me health regen, for instance. So if I had a sobriety potion paired with like beer or wine, you know, that could help me in a fight. Don't need a wooden shovel. Instant healing and coin. That's nice. Beer bottles don't sell for anything, but I do have carry weight for them, so sure. Mug. Jug. Bottle. A hell of a big thing of salt. More healing pots. And some more coin. Checking. They like to sometimes put pouches in like windowsills or on rafters. Or behind things that you can pick up. I don't necessarily need to be like fully completionist with every last item looted. But it doesn't hurt to, you know, kick over some buckets, so to speak. I'm a little encumbered, but not enough that it will stop me from getting into Skauki, though. I just have to be careful, given my encumbrance, not running into any predators. Because it's actually, when you're in your inventory, the game does pause. So if I did run into predators, it's pretty easy to just, like, drop stuff out of my inventory so that I can run faster. And that there is part of the cave system. So Skauki, I think... No, actually... I think that is a cave that goes through a mountain. I forget. I've been in that cave before, but I forget where it leads to. But Skauki's mine is down there, in the middle of my crosshairs. Smash all the pots for rupees? Oh, I think we can sell the pots better for rupees. Looking good. You'll take all 99 spoons. And let's see how many knives you can afford. You can afford all of them? Damn, dude, you were rich. Well, you ain't rich now, but you were rich. Impressively. What about the pouch too? Pouch included. I'm going to keep my stone pickaxes. I mean, they don't sell for much of anything, like 3 gold, but I'm going to need those in the copper mine. So I think everything that I intended to part with, I've parted with now. Nice. And we're sitting at 2,600 coins.
Price is so low, you don't need to haggle. See you soon.
So, next thing to pick up. Some of my carry weight is going to be tied up in animal feed because I don't want starving pigs or starving goats, or donkeys rather. But male or female makes no difference, so I'll pick up a female donkey. Putting in the donkey shelter. It is going to throw a no feed warning, but it's not like it's going to immediately die. And then we'll go talk to the rancher in town and buy some feed for it.
Oh.
So she... we also probably need to buy a saddle and a saddlebag. So buying the saddle, buying a small saddlebag. Don't have enough coins for the horseshoes. Because the saddle and the saddlebag were expensive. Alright, well, buy some animal feed. I can always make bronze tool, or make bronze tools and then sell the copper ones that become slightly obsolete. So I'll buy 10 animal feed.
Have a good day.
I went from 2,000 coin to like 60 coin. But I'm not concerned. It's pretty easy to make money. As long as you have the right schematics known. Thank you for tuning in to Medieval Dynasty, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no spoilers, so don't spoil it for anyone else in the comments. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you at next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Medieval Dynasty players.